Irrational fears! Didn't you hate as a child being so spooked shitless by things that they transferred over into your adult life and you can't quite explain why they freak you out? I don't care how big and burly you are or how desensitized to horror movies you are, we all have those things that scare us that we can't quite explain, and today I want to talk about them. Fine! Welcome back to Phantom of the Indie Review. It is your host, Ratty. We are on the cusp right now of reaching my goal of 3,000 subscribers, and one of my fears is that I won't get that. So do you want me scared? Subscribe! Come join along, I know you'll have fun. Also, while you're watching this video, comment down below, please, and tell me your irrational fears, because I would love to have a conversation with you guys. I want to know what scares you just as much. This is a community, and I want to have fun with my friends. Stemming back from childhood, probably my #1 biggest irrational fear, I hate to say it, and now looking back it's actually kind of funny, is Warwick Davis' Leprechaun. You remember the creepy little critter from the 1993 horror film starring Jennifer Aniston? That's right, to this day, for some reason, Leprechaun scares me. And I've always thought about it, and I think it stems from, not necessarily it's the fact that he's a leprechaun. I mean, I am Irish, my heritage and roots are very Irish. Top of the morning to you. So I always found the fascination and lore of leprechauns cool, but the thing that disturbs me the most, I think, are essentially beings that are unstoppable. Killers like the Leprechaun, Chucky, Hellraiser, Jeepers Creepers, the ones that you can't quite stop no matter what, and they're already pissed off. Like, you could literally be walking down the street and find a gold coin and be like, dude, I'm gonna fucking celebrate tonight. And then a little leprechaun jumps out and he goes, you got to be coin there, mate. And then you're like, you try to give it back to him, but he's like, nah, like, I'm going to kill you instead. It's like, dude, just take the coin. Leprechaun scares me. Another fear I have, which is kind of contrasting to my love of swimming. I love swimming. I used to say all the time I wish I was a mermaid because I love swimming so much. Are sea monsters. Something about sea monsters terrify me because you know how vast the frontier of the ocean is, and it's left to the imagination. Again, like, there's so many, I'm sure there are so many creepy critters that we can't even fathom. So the likes of the Kraken, Cthulhu haunt me the most. Cthulhu is probably one of the most #1 things that scare me the most. You know and love the fictional cosmic entity created by H.P. Lovecraft himself. The way Lovecraft wrote about this little ominous being, and it tormented his life, almost made me wonder if this thing was real. Like, dude, bro, you're either really genius at writing or you were getting stalked by some cosmic deranged monster. And the thing that creeps me out the most, other than them living in the ocean, is oftentimes Cloverfield. Cthulhu, they come from space, but they fucking reside in the ocean. Make that make sense to me. They're so terrifying. I'll never travel at sea. Something about the big, giant waves. Like, it's claustrophobic, one, because it's water. It just rubs me the wrong way. I've always been creeped out by Cthulhu, specifically the Kraken. Very scary to me. Cloverfield traumatized me when I saw it back in 2009, 7, 8. This is what I'm going to mention briefly because I already have a video about her. Zelda from Pet Sematary. Every now and then in a movie you can create an imagery that just ingrains into your mind. I think the thing that's disturbing the most is how little their runtime in this movie is. Put a bloody stamp on it. Like, you watch movies like Friday the 13th, you know, you see Jason the whole movie. But Zelda Goldstein, she's in the movie for maybe 48 seconds, and it's the most, and to this day I'm fucking terrified. I always tell people this. Sometimes when I'm walking home at night, or I'm working overnight at work, or I'm chilling, and I look out the window, she's the first thing that pops up in my head. I think I'm gonna see her, and sometimes I can't shake the feeling. I'm like, I swear to God, if I see Zelda, I'm gonna have a fucking spaz attack. During editing, I almost forgot a crucial thing that scared the ever-loving crepes out of me as a young boy, and that was the child snatcher from Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang. Everyone knows this movie. It's nostalgic, but something about it as a child was so eerie and off-putting to me. It's along the lines of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Just, yeah, it's made for kids and it's fantastical, but it just scared me bad. And something about this ominous little rat just sent shivers down my spine. Maybe it's because he's very child predatory-ish, you know? He's luring children away so he can kidnap them. But just his look, just his ominous look, his big nose, his creepy little elf-like appearance, dude, this guy scared me so bad. The thing that scared me very much as a child was always Jeepers Creepers. I remember back in the day, my brother was watching it, and he's like, yo, we're gonna be watching this movie called Jeepers Creeper, and I was like, can I watch it? And he's like, dude, you're like 7, hell no. So they watch it, and I remember peeping through like the door hole and just being so terrified. And at the end, my brother came out and he started singing, Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? And I was like, oh, dude, that song's terrifying. And as a kid, I didn't understand the graphic nature of the creeper. I just saw like the imagery of him, and I remember watching the movie, and I genuinely again, would run around my house. We lived in a creepy small town, and I'd be looking out the window. I'd be like, dude, he's literally flying around the house. Because when you're a kid, you have a wild imagination. As an adult, yeah, seeing Zelda outside of work, that's freaky, but it don't make sense. But when you're a kid and you actively are seeing the creeper fucking stalking you through a window, that's horrifying. Dude, another time too, me and my brothers were hanging up late, and he was like, hey, you want to watch a TV show? The show, it's called Buried with Children. And I stayed up for like an hour and a half while they watched like Friends, and then it came on and it was just Married with Children. And I was like, dude, why'd you lie to me? He's like, I don't know. And then lastly, something that spooked the Christ out of me as a wee little lad was specifically the Tales from the Crypt intro. The show never scared me. I think, you know, with the bloody lustful love triangle plots and like the monster madness, it was cool, but maybe too sophisticated for my mind. But as a kid sitting at home watching it on TV, every time the intro came on, I would genuinely shake in fear, dreading the fact that the creeper was gonna pop up. And every time I was like, I can't watch it. I know the impending doom of knowing the creeper's gonna pop out of his little coffin shattered me. And it's true. Another time too, I remember as a kid, I was staying at my real dad's house, real piece of shit now, I don't know what he's up to. We were staying, like, he was living in like a shed out back of his mom's house, dirtbag. And we were watching The Lost Boys on that scene where the vampires are flying over and they steal that couple out of the car. I remember we had to run for the little shed house into the real house, and I remember like looking up, feeling that these vampires were fucking after me. And fear is a very suggestive thing to the mind. It's really dark and twisted. But yeah, that's just a few things I wanted to talk about. So comment down below, please. Let me know things that terrify you. What's your irrational fear that when you tell people they just laugh it off or just think you're a wuss? For all the people that have been watching my Rob Zombie Firefly family videos, I will say, up until I was around 27 years old, the last 20 minutes of House of a Thousand Corpses I couldn't watch either. My ex used to make fun of me for it all the time. The second the music starts and they come marching through the field with the satanic music and they're about to sacrifice the kids, I would just not watch the movie. I'd walk away. For something about it just traumatized me. So many things are scary. That's the video, guys. Subscribe. Give me a thumber. Hit that ding-a-ling button harassing me, telling you, hey, it's me, I'm here. And I'm going to say it one time for the one time and two times for the O's. Give me a hell yeah for horror. Hell yeah.